Hey guys, what's up? This is Val. Welcome back. Now, I'm gonna do a quick video today and showcase my new set called Azure Fields, which you can see here, currently best-selling at DAZ. And I want to show you a cool way that you can use this set. As you can see, it's really cool. It has blue rocks and white rocks and blue crystals, and there is a night version where the blue crystals kind of glow during night. So it looks really cool. All right. And I mean, using this set as is pretty cool, right? You can use it as a landscape, but then again, you can also use it partially in conjunction with other sets. So when you have it installed, you go to Content Library here and you select Environments, Landscape, Dreamlight, Azure Fields, and you can load the day version here. All right, and then you can double click here to get the daytime Azure render preset, which is over here. Let me just switch camera. There we go. So the cameras are kind of built in, and the render settings you have here as well, right? All right. Now, if you want to load the night version, you gotta remove all this stuff, right? Because it has totally different settings and it loads separately. So just double click here, and once that's loaded, you just double click here to get the night version Azure render preset as well, right? There we go. And so like I said, it's pretty cool as it is, right? But now we're gonna break it down and use it in conjunction with other sets, because you can, I mean, it's very seldom people, you know, just use this kind of special trick. Most often people just use the sets as they are, right? But you can actually strip down the elements of a set and use it in other sets. All right, so we have the day version loaded here again. And if you look at the scene, it's built up of several rocks. You have rock 1, 10, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, right? And then you have a bunch of instances, which is pretty much copies of these rocks over here, right? So a neat thing you can do is actually save small presets. All right, you can go ahead here and click on rock number 1 and save subset. Let me just look at the correct folder here, right? Environments, Landscape, Dreamlight, Azure Fields, and we're gonna just here call rock 1. All right, and it's very important that you select just rock 1 now as you're saving it, and preferably not, as you can see, it kind of exports within the Azure Fields main folder. It's not preferable that you do that, right? So you want to right click and unparent it so it ends up being on its own. It doesn't need to be the only prop in your scene, but it needs to be on its own. It should not be parented to something else, right? Now that you have that selected, you can just go ahead and do the same thing. Save subset. Let's call it rock 1. And now we're gonna select rock 1. Just that, nothing else, and click on accept. So now if I go back to the folder, right click here and refresh, you can see that I have rock 1 over here. And that's something you can now load into other scenes and blend with whatever landscape you want, right? Obviously you can load the whole set and blend it as well. I'm gonna show you that right now. So here's another set of mine called Secluded Beach. It's actually a whole scan of an area on a real beach setting. So this is a really cool and high-res scenery. But if you want to tweak the look of this particular scene and feel, man, I want to have some white rocks in here, right? Now we can go back to the Azure Field scene and load that one or the rock scenery we saved here. So let me just load the rock scenery first, right? Because that's going to now load into your scene. I'm going to switch to texture shaded and go for top view and just zoom out a little bit so we have a sense and idea of where that ended up. And now in the scene tab, we can click on it and choose translate, and it's over here. That's our white rocks with blue crystals, right? So we can place it, let's say we can place it over here around this rock. All right, switch back to the camera and NVIDIA preview, and this particular scene has its own render preset, right? So now you have those rocks in there, and as you move the camera closer, you can see that they blend pretty nicely with the rest of the set, right? I mean, they look a little bit different because they are white, duh, but it's kind of cool, right? So this is a cool way of, you know, borrowing items from other scenes and blending them into other sets. Doesn't need to be a beach setting or rock formation. It can be a kind of a settlement or a city scene or whatever, right? Whatever you want to have, some stones or rubble or whatever, right? And you can also scale them, right? So if you want them to be smaller in your scene, have different scale, you can go ahead and scale them down as well, so they look differently and blend in different ways. Now, on top of that, just a quick thing before I end, you can, of course, if you're looking at them and say, man, they're a little bit too bright for my taste, well, you can go here in the base color and tune them down a little bit, make them darker, so now they blend perfectly. In this particular case, these are white rocks, right? But of course, I have other scenes that do not have white rocks, that have more natural looking rocks, but just in this case, these are white. Now, you can also put a color on them, all right, if that's what you want. And of course, you can glow the entire thing if you want that as well, and produce some lighting straight off the bat from those particular rocks. So guys, that is pretty much it for today. Just before I end, as you can see, adding just emissions straight off the bat often washes out the entire texture. So a cool trick you can do is actually on the surface here, you put the same texture in here, beach 1 diff, right? And you do the same thing on the other one, beach 1 diff, right? That ends up putting some formation and kind of structure to your glow instead of just being a plain looking surface. All right, so guys, that's all for today. More free stuff below this video. There is also a link to $1 7-day trial for our Super 3D Art Quick Start, where you can master DAZ Studio quickly and easily and have more fun than ever. So guys, that's all for today. Have some fun, and I'll see you soon again.